I'm back. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this episode, we're finally revealing the color of the 350Z. Now, before I go ahead and start showing you the color, we're going to step back a little. So, this stage right here is called the primer stage. We're laying down some high build primer, and what this allows us to do is see our low spots and sand down some high spots and make it all uniform, so that way our panels look flat when we lay down our clear. Now, it's not going to be perfect. Obviously, this is a DIY paint job, so we're not professionals. We're not trying to go for a car show finish, but we are trying our best. So high build primer is the first step that we took to getting ready for base coat. Now, as you can see on screen, we're doing panel by panel, just making sure that we have full coverage and hitting all the spots that are visible. Now, where the high build primer actually helped us a lot was on the roof. Now, if you remember in the previous episodes, there had been some shoddy bodywork that had been done, and we just had to go in there and fix it. So the high build primer just showed our high and low spots, so we were able to smooth that out and make it nice and uniform with the whole car. Now, when the primer dries, you're going to notice that it's going to have a texture to it. And don't freak out. Just grab some 1000 grit sandpaper and start wet sanding all the body panels that you had primed. This will ensure that the base coat will come out nice and smooth, and this will save you a lot of headaches. So be very patient when you're wet sanding. It's a long process, but it's very rewarding. Now, if you're asking yourself, Bruno, where's the footage of you wet sanding? Well, I got frustrated. Now for the moment you guys have been waiting for. Check it out. This is called Jet Metallic Green from Porsche. Now, you're probably wondering what made me pick this color, and to be honest with you, it was kind of a last minute decision. Now, for this specific build, I wanted to do something a little bit more unique. I didn't want to choose a color like British Racing Green or Nardo Gray. I felt like a metallic color to this car would really accentuate all the body lines, unlike a pastel color. Now, as you can see, we are laying down our base coat, and we are doing multiple layers. Now, I did probably 3 to 4 layers of base coat. For the first coat of base, you always want to keep it a light coat. You're going to want to see through it, and you're going to want to see the primer with a hint of your base coat so that it acts as a surface for the following coats to bond to. Now, in the following clip, I'm going to show you guys a little right here. What you see here is called fisheye, and it's a chemical reaction that happens when you don't clean your panel well enough. In some cases, it can also be the cleaner that you are using. Sometimes the cleaner just isn't strong enough to cut through the grease, and in this case, that's exactly what I think happened. Now, after we realized that there was fisheye on almost every single panel, I quickly told my dad to stop painting and called a friend. Basically, what he had suggested to us was we could either stop, wait for it to dry, and then wet sand those areas, or we could stop, let it dry, and then paint over those fisheye areas and just fill in those divots. So after I had called my friend, I then took over for my dad and started painting over the fisheye. It was working out pretty well. I would say 80% of the fisheye was gone after we had done that method, but I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's not 100%. You can still see some fisheye areas if you're looking very closely, but to be honest with you, you're not going to notice. Now, after a long day of laying some base, we felt confident enough that the next day we were able to then clear, so that's exactly what we did. Unfortunately for me, on this day, I didn't have that much help, so I put the camera down and just tried to focus on what I was doing, making sure that my ratios were correct and that I wasn't diluting the clear too much. So, again, didn't get all that much footage, but I did shoot some clips for you guys, so here they are. So check it out. After we laid on our clear coat, I quickly grabbed the light and just started shining it right at the paint just so I can see that metallic. If you guys are drooling right now, I get it. I am too. Even after seeing this color a bajillion times, I'm still drooling. So for the clear coat stage, we laid on about 4 coats, and you want to keep the same concept with the base coat. You want to lay on a nice light coat of clear on your first coat and just keep stepping it up from there. So you probably want to wait about 10 to 15 minutes in between each coat so that it tacks up nice, and that gives a good surface for the other coats to bond to. So as you can see, I took a couple of clips of me taking off the plastic. I thought it was very satisfying, so here are a couple of clips of me just taking off plastic and showing off those edges, as I thought that I taped it off quite perfectly. Now, I forgot to mention this. I didn't start peeling off the tape right after I laid some clear on. I did wait a couple of days, probably 2 to 3 days until I can rip off the tape and plastic. So just keep that in mind. Don't rip off your tape and plastic right when you shoot a car. That's just not smart. So check it out, guys. This is what the car looked like right after paint with all the plastic and tape off of it. This is where the car looked bare bones, and right after this stage, we were jumping right into it and reassembling the car. At this point, I was itching to get the car outside in the sun. So right after reassembly, that's exactly what we did. And as you can see, our car is finally painted. This is a paint to sample jet metallic green from Porsche. Now, these originally came on cars back in the early 2000s, and they brought it back with the GT cars as a paint to sample color, and I absolutely fell in love with it. At this point in the video, you guys probably have already seen the color of this car on my Instagram, and if you guys don't follow my Instagram, I'll leave a link down below to it. But the car is now painted, and we are noticing some imperfections. And we anticipated this because I didn't paint it in a paint booth. So there are some dust nibs and there are some runs here and there, and we're going to take care of all of those issues in this video. Now, before we begin sanding and polishing, before we do that, we're going to take it out and we're going to wash it down. Even though it is fresh paint, there are some contaminants. On the surface, which we do not want to embed them into the clear coat when we go to wet sand it. Now at this point, you're probably wondering, why does he have to wet sand and polish the car? And here's why. So as you can see, I took a couple of clips of the paint after doing the clear, and you can see a lot of orange peel and some runs in some areas where I just applied the clear on too heavy. So wet sanding and polishing definitely needed to happen. All right, so now that we decontaminated the whole car, we put our hand over it. We're not feeling any dust that's embedded in the paint. It's nice and smooth. Now we can begin the process of denibbing our clear coat. So we're going to use this denibbing tool. It's tungsten denibber. And I bought it from Mirka. And I'll leave a link down below in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing one. And basically what it does is it flattens out those nibs and blends it perfectly into the clear coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my denibber. I'm going to place it flat along the paint, and I'm just going to go back and forth. And just like this, it'll remove that dust nib in a matter of seconds. So I'm going to do this process throughout the whole entire car, panel by panel, make sure that I take out all the nibs that I do not want before I sand. Then I'm going to inspect it one last time, make sure I hit all the spots that I see. And then we're going to go on to the next step, which is sanding. I think I'm going to dry sand this one because I see a lot of videos on YouTube of dry sanding, not so much of wet sanding. And I'm not really sure what the pros and cons are. So if you guys know what the pros and cons are, leave them down below in the description. That way I can read up a little bit and kind of educate myself. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. All right, so I wanted to get a closer look for you guys on how to remove this nib right here. So with our denibber, we're going to place it flat like this. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to let the lanyard sit beneath this tungsten denibber. And we're going to go back and forth just like this. You know, you don't have to put a lot of pressure in there. And it's okay if you scratch the other areas. I mean, you're wet sanding the whole car anyways. So it's going to go back and forth just like this. And it's going to hit that one nib area perfectly. And just like that, we flattened out that nib so that when we sand the whole panel, this spot is going to be blended in with the whole entire panel of clear coat. So I'm going to do this throughout the whole entire car. All right, guys, so now that we completely denibbed our paint, we are now going to go on to the next step, which is the sanding process. So what I've got here is a DA sander with a hook and loop backing pad, a foam pad in between, and then my grit sandpaper. Right now I'm running 2000 grit, and I'm going to step it up to 3000 and maybe 5000, depending on how the finish looks. Right now I got a little square taped off here just to see how the paint looks before I sand it and polish it, and then after sanding and polishing. So we're just going to take our 2000 grit sandpaper on the DA, and we're going to go ahead and sand our square here. So we're going to use some 3D ACA 510. Basically what this does, it cuts 1000 grit or finer, and is basically a compound but for body shops. Put this on here like that. That's a nice finish. Take the tape off. And as you can see, the finish looks really, really nice, just except for the edges here. That's a little better. All right, guys. So here's a little bit of an update on the 350Z and how it's coming out with the wet sanding. Right now, it's day 2. We got the roof, our hood, both of our fenders, and this morning we came in and we're doing the doors and hopefully the quarter panels. AJ's working on this side. How you making out?
What?
How you making out?
Fine.
Fine. Are you having any difficulties with this wet sanding process? This is AJ's first time wet sanding.
This is a tip for all y'all.
What's a tip?
If you have a chance to do this, don't do it.
If you have a chance to do this, don't do it. That's a lie. This is a good skill you're learning. But AJ's working on 1500. You're on 1500 grit or 2000? Are you on 1500 or 2000? 2000? 1.5 or 2? 2000 grit. Okay. AJ's working on 2000 grit right now on this side, and we're looking pretty good. We're in really great shape. After this 2000 grit, we're gonna work on 3000 grit, and then we're gonna move on to the next panel. So, looking great, and can't wait to get this car polished up. So now we're on to our polishing step. Well, compound and polish step. So we sanded down our panels, made it nice and flat, and now we have it all prepped up for us to compound and polish. Just something I like to do before I begin to put my pad to the panel is grab some tape and just go over your edges and maybe, get all the rubbers, get the door handle, so that way when you are polishing, you don't accidentally hit those pieces you do not want to hit. All right, so now that we have most of the rubber and the handle taped off, we're now going to start polishing. So right here is what I have is a fast cutting pad. This looks like to be the Griot's fast finishing pad, and it's a microfiber pad. It should be perfect for our application. I'm going to be using 3D ACA 510, and it's pretty good at cutting out 1000 grit sand marks. So we're going to prime our pad and then get to it. All right, so it's looking really good. It's getting its shine back, and as you can see, it's looking really good compared to how dull it looked before, which is right here. So you can see my reflection, which is awesome. I don't see any dust nibs anymore. But what really sucks is I'm seeing a whole lot of sand scratches, and what I'm thinking is that this compound is not taking out that 1000 grit sand scratch, which we're seeing right here. So I'm gonna go phone a friend, and hopefully you can help us. Now at this point, I was getting really frustrated. I was anticipating the 3D compound to really take out all the scratches and to really give it a nice shine that I was anticipating. But obviously, it's not a perfect world, and not everything happens perfectly how it should. Now, luckily, my buddy Ryan was able to give me a few pointers on certain pads and compounds. Pretty much, I had the wrong setup for what I was trying to accomplish. I needed a stiffer pad and a more aggressive compound to really bring out the shine. So Ryan suggested I go out and buy some products that would really benefit me into getting the finish that I was really looking for. Now, with the pointers that Ryan had suggested, you can obviously see a big difference in the paint. All the sanding scratches that we had introduced in the sanding process are completely out, and the gloss looks phenomenal. So the compound that I'm using, it's right here. It's called Koch Chemi. It's a heavy cut compound. And this was recommended to me by one of my detailing friends out in Queens. He says that this is the best of the best, and he doesn't use anything else. So I trust him, and I went with that. I also have this Koch Chemie fine cut pad, and it's foam. It's not a microfiber, it's a foam pad actually. So there it is. It's pretty stiff. So after seeing the improvements of changing up my technique, I carried that out throughout the whole entire car, and man, was the before and after just amazing. Like it blew my mind to see a dull sanded finish go to a nice, beautiful, glossy, shimmering finish. I'm just at a loss of words because, again, I did all this, with the help, with help of friends and family, obviously. But again, I did this, and it was a learning experience, and it really helped me become a better painter. It really helped me become a better detailer and just understand paint a little bit better than what most do. Now, after we finished compounding, we jumped right into polishing. With the help from my friends Austin and Nick, we were able to get this car done in a night. So at this point, I'm feeling quite relieved that the paint was looking really good, and I was really seeing the vision that I was picturing in my mind. Throughout this video, you've been able to see the stages that this car was going through. From the beginning with no paint to the end with this beautiful high gloss finish. Now, I can't necessarily say it's complete at this point of the video because I did add a few bits and pieces, such as headlights, an A-pillar trim piece, some splitters and a diffuser, and just little bits that just made the car complete.
Many months later.
Good morning, or what is up, everybody on the internet. Today's the day. We are finally revealing the 350Z, and the weather is not looking so good. It's supposed to rain, and I've been trying to do this for like the past 3 or 4 weekends, and every weekend it's been raining. So this weekend, rain or shine, doesn't matter what it is, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna reveal the color to you guys, and I don't want to tease you guys any more than what I've already done on social media. But anyways, we're now in the Supra. If you guys don't know, I have a Supra now. This is just getting like bolt-on mods like exhaust or a tune, simple stuff. I'll go a little bit more into depth with this car in a later video, or maybe later on in this video while we're at the car show that we're going to reveal the Nissan at. But yeah, Supra, cool. We're going to get some coffee, and after that we're gonna wash up some more cars because I was washing up cars last night. We're gonna wash up cars today, like the Supra, and I think the Alfa Romeo. We're gonna bring that out too. But we're going to a car show out in Lindenhurst. It's a town in Long Island. Buddy of mine, Ian, he put it together with his friend Henry. It's gonna be a good show. A lot of my friends are gonna be there, and they're very excited. It's gonna be at a brewery. So we're gonna be washing cars, and after that, load up the Corvette. Corvette's coming with us too. But for right now, going to get coffee. Man, I love this car. Any chance this car gets, it'll break traction. It's so good. You have to roll into the boost. Such a good car, very well balanced, has the power when you want it. It's instant. It's really fun actually, and I think that this car in an auto, man, is this is this really good? You guys probably saw the other Supra in the garage. That's my brother's. He has a manual. And don't tell anybody, but I like this one more. So it's been a long time coming, and here is the Nissan. It is painted jet metallic green, and it looks freaking beautiful. Like, just check out this paint. I painted that. I did. Yes, that's right. I painted this. But when we take it out into the sun later, where the meat is, I'll go over all the mods that we did to it, and kind of just do a walk around and get people's reactions. Because, man, I mean, I've already taken this to car shows already, and people love this color. So, I don't believe I told you guys the plan for today, but the plan for today is, what we're gonna do is, right now, waiting for a couple friends to come over, and then we're gonna roll out all together. Gotta load the Corvette on top of the tow truck, gotta clean up the Alfa, have to clean up the Supra, have to get everybody all together. Then once we're all together, we're gonna roll out to the car show and just hang out. How nice that car looks.
I go to work tomorrow, so.
FTY.
Guess who's back, buddy?
Gang, gang. Velocity Images.
Your reaction towards the Z.
Well, where are we going?
Here, it's to the side of the house. It's right. No,
Is that ceramic?
You've already seen it.
I have seen it.
They've seen it too.
But it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's
Too bad
clean.
the sun's not out. Hey, ceramic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Never paint these handles. I think it's perfect.
Never paint the handles.
I mean, a Nismo front bumper might be nice.
It is
But-
Nismo.
I love it.
It's Nismo Rep. Nismo.
Nismo repped.
Rep.
How much to sponsor him?
Yeah, Nismo ain't sponsoring me.
That's crazy, man. No booth. Barely any prep.
Yeah, it's clean.
It's cleaner than a
If you guys
O&M
don't,
custom color.
if you guys don't remember, this guy helps me all the time.
I don't know
His
about
name is
that.
Austin. You guys probably remember him from the other videos. If not, introduce yourself.
I'm the union supervisor. I make sure there's plenty of chicken cutlets for the fellas. I stand in the corner.
And this is his lovely
make
girlfriend.
it.
Hi.
What?
These headlights really make it. Give it some gas, baby. Sir, please tell me about your vet. One of those.
These are my chanclas.
Man, it looks nice on here. Oh, I stepped on a piece of shit. My bad. Beautiful. Not bad. Tow truck should be the same color.
Honestly, yeah.
Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere.
Except my car doesn't make this.
You like the paint on the tow
Ain't going
truck?
nowhere.
How it came out?
Ain't going nowhere. You gotta go around.
Yeah, this truck was
Beautiful.
originally black.
Yo, is this OEM seat cushion?
Yeah, man. Straight from GM.
That's beautiful.
We don't need these.
Anyway,
I don't like his face.
voice.
Oh my god.
It's the newly engaged.
Gio. Giovanni Capallo told me Audis are the best machine in the entire world. All of a sudden owns a Beamer, followed M Life, and is non-stop Beamer boy. What's up, boy?
What up, sucker?
You got dirty tires on
I
again.
know. Thank you.
So pretty too.
Thank you. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What's up, buddy? The grilled chicken diet.
Got some.
Surprise, surprise. Gotta go pick up buddy Nick because he's got a flat tire. So we're taking the Z. Sounds so good. I think that all of the cars that I own, this is probably the best one. This is the most enjoyable to drive. Because it's so raw feeling. It's only got like 260 horsepower. It's got a short wheelbase, and this thing just like, it's so nimble. And the suspension that we installed, BC Racing coilovers, SLP rear control arms, traction arms, a whole 9 yards in the rear, Z1 upper control arms in the front, and man, does this car handle really well. It's just a great car all around. I never really understood why 350Zs were so good until I owned one. Well, from the start, it kind of felt like crap because just everything was shot, everything needed to be replaced, and it's got 52,000 miles. Who in their right mind would neglect this car? Definitely not me. I brought it back to life. But yeah, this car sounds so good. Doesn't sound ricey at all. It sounds really good. And even on the downshifts, no pops yet, but I mean, I'll try and get a slight tune on it, make it sound good. Maybe some E85. A buddy of mine actually has the 85 on his, and it sounds really, really good. And it makes really good power too. Yeah, this thing moves. It's a light car, really light car, so this thing moves for what it is.
Vlog one.
Why are you sad boy?
I'm not sad at all.
I've never introduced you, but this is my channel. Welcome. Say hello to the internet.
Hello,
Introduce
internet.
yourself.
How's it going?
Introduce yourself.
Professional cheech.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
My name's Nick.
I like your shirt, buddy.
Well, I actually have been introduced on the channel before. This is me when I'm away.
That is you when you're away.
That's me. I'm Nick.
And you love this car.
I do.
More than me.
I do. Probably. I've never liked a 350Z before. This is all new territory for me.
Poor sad boy.
Bruno's picking me up because, you know, the All Reliable let me down. She got a flat. I thought VQs were supposed to sound bad.
How do you like the car?
Yo,
You
came
like
out really nice. It drives sick, nice and tight,
How's it?
just
Yeah.
how we like it. Color looks great. Ah!
Sounds good.
NA power, baby. More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari. More than you can afford, pal. Nissan.
Listen.
Nissan 350.
People like me.
Nissan 350Z.
You need people like me.
I'm the bad guy. Yeah, what are you gonna catch it?
Looking for working out.
So that's it, everybody. I didn't really shoot all that much during the meet because I kind of wanted to live in the moment, enjoy the time with my friends, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. The weather wasn't all that great, and not a lot of people noticed the car, but that's okay. I'm not really doing it for attention. It's more so just to kind of challenge myself and to test my skills and see where I can do better and where I really shine. So let this video be a testament to if I can do it, you guys can do it too. So I'm going to put up some photos of when the car was unpainted, just to show you guys how far we've come, really. The car looked absolutely hideous. It was ugly. And I drove around like this because I was so excited to drive the car. Even though the car wasn't complete, I still wanted to feel what it would feel like if the car was complete. Besides that, you guys have now seen the car at its very worst. But now you guys are seeing it at its very best. So that's it, everybody. That's the big reveal. And I couldn't be any more proud of the work that not only I have put into it, but a lot of my family and my friends have dedicated to this build. So huge thank you to them, and a huge thank you to everybody that has been following along with this build from the very beginning. You guys are awesome. You guys mean a lot to me. I see you guys in the commenting over there. I really do appreciate it. You guys are mean the world to me. And if you are joining in with us now, welcome. And I hope you guys stay for quite a while because there's going to be more videos to be put out on this beautiful 350Z. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe share it. Share it to your mom. Share it to your dad, your brothers, sisters. Oh yeah, share it to your friends too, because that's always a good thing. I'll see you guys in the next one.